So this talk is exclusively for the homeopathic community. What I want to convey today is, if somebody asks me which is the my favorite homeopathic remedy, definitely I would say that it is Arnica. You might think that why? Arnica, that is a remedy which can be used for all sorts of ailments. So that is the reason which makes me Arnica a favorite remedy, as far as I am concerned. So you might be knowing that Arnica is a remedy, head remedy for all type of injuries, or rather it can be said that it is a king of injury remedy. It belongs to Compositae family. Compositae family, and the common name that is known by leopard's bane. And another name by which it is known is falkraut. That can be the doctrine of signature. Why? Because this is a plant which grows abundantly on mountain areas where you get a chance to get fall or injury. So that might be the reason nature has designed in such a way that this is seen mainly on mountains. And so it got the name falkraut. Anyway, as I said, Arnica is a king of injury remedy. The remedy which can be used for all sorts of injury. Whether it is lacerated injury, whether it is an injury of concussion or contusion, whether it is a mechanical injury, that injury which has happened years before, or whether any other type of crushed injury, or any type of injury which leads to hemorrhagic tendency, or even if it is a street accident or a trauma, whatever it may be, or if it is a problem that occurs for our muscles or muscular soreness, whatever the condition may be, if it injury, and even it is being used for even fractures which leads to separation. So as I said, the king of injury remedy. So, and another characteristic feature which runs to the remedy, which could be, is it is a hemorrhagic remedy. So, as far as human being is concerned, you might be knowing where there are many areas in which hemorrhage can occur, isn't it? So, it becomes a leading hemorrhagic remedy, and by which this is remedy which can absorb clots. So that means it is from when we start from right from the head to the top. Suppose if a hemorrhage occurs on the head, brain, that means capillary hemorrhage, which can lead to stroke or which can lead to hemiplegia or whatever it may be. Arnica can do wonders. So this is a remedy that has to be kept in our clinic or our home, because the first aid remedy, the most essential remedy, most influential remedy, what else? So it can check hemorrhage. So if a patient, suppose a patient, if you think that the patient is having some sort of problem, that is hemorrhage due to hypertension or whatever, or even if it is a trauma that occurs on the head, then also we can think of Arnica. So mechanical injury, as I said, mechanical injury. What is mechanical injury? Mechanical injury that occurs due to some external pressure, external force. The injury is caused by external force. So if a person gets a fall on his head, and if that leads to, or if it makes him to a stupor condition, even if the patient is passing stool and urine unconsciously, you can imagine the extent of that trauma. At that time also Arnica comes into rescue. So again, as I said, it is a hemorrhagic remedy. That remedy can be used for hypertension. Again, hemorrhage on eyes, retinal hemorrhage, and this hemorrhage can be due to mainly, especially due to cough or whooping cough, like the cough which leads to bloodshot eyes, which used to be bleeding on eyes. Then also you can think of Arnica. And after all, if you go for a tooth extraction, after tooth extraction, if you could see that there is a severe bleeding, there also your Arnica is going to help you. So, what else? Anywhere and everywhere is hemorrhage, and as also we have to say that ecchymosis, that is leaking of blood from the capillaries. Wherever the site may be, that the Arnica will help you to cover almost all that problems. So what that has to be mentioned is, so you see the clinical utility of Arnica, and I should say that even if it is an injury, apart from this hemorrhage, I just want to mention one thing also. whether it is an injury or a muscular soreness that has happened when if a person reaches high up to catch hold something or to reach something, then even it's muscular soreness, or if a person, so normally the laborers and coolies, they might be having severe body pain after their day-to-day work. So after physical exertion, if a person shows a severe soreness, there also Arnica will help you just like a rust off. So muscular soreness, that means Arnica can be used as a muscular tonic also. That means a normal person who used to go for a hard labor, and if he comes home with a severe body pain and almost all those things, there also our Arnica is going to help him. So apart from this injury, the muscular soreness, and I said that it is a muscular tonic. And the most characteristic feature which runs through this remedy is sore, bruised, lame pain all over the body as if beaten. This is the symptom that you can see in the case of what else, in the case of root also, and belly is also, you can see this type of symptom, that this soreness. And out of this soreness, what happens, Arnica, there is a remedy which cannot find a soft place. Wherever he lies, he could find that the bed seems to be so hard. So he wants to change the place often. That means that is the restlessness which you could see in the case of some sort of restlessness are due to the soreness and pain. And when coming again to the injury, I have to mention one more thing. What is this is a remedy not only for physical injury, but it is a remedy for mental injury also. A person who is going to a financial crisis or sudden realization of financial loss, it has been mentioned in several books. There also Arnica can help you. So apart from the physical injury, Arnica, that is a remedy for mental injury also. So coming again, I should say that this is a women-friendly remedy. Why? Because this is a remedy which you could very well use in case of soreness of affected area after labor. Normally you might be knowing that after normal labor there can be so many wear and tears. So a lady going for a delivery, she should definitely have a few doses of Arnica. Even Arnica, that is a remedy which can be used for hemorrhage after coition. And what else? It is this remedy which can be given for mastitis after injury. Mastitis occurring after injury. So that is the main thing which I said that this is a women-friendly remedy. What else? Women are the one who gives more importance to the cosmetic problems. And all of you might be knowing that Arnica is a remedy which helps you to prevent baldness and which helps you to for the growth of the hair. What else? And apart from this injury and hemorrhage, and the remedy which can be very well be given for even typhoid condition also. So the person typhoid condition, and the temperature distribution of pattern of Arnica is such wonderful, because the upper part seems to be hot and lower part seems to be cold. So normally you could see the case of belladonna, stramonium, and almost all those remedies. So apart from this, what I say, the injury and hemorrhage, this is a remedy even which can be given for prostatitis also. Prostatitis, you might be knowing that certain men used to have ribbon-shaped stool. All this ribbon-shaped stool is due to a large prostate. And if it is in the case of women, the ribbon-like stool, there also you can see this ribbon-like stool, that can be due to this retrovertebrus. So on that condition also Arnica is going to help you. Even it is it's a very good remedy for skin eruptions also. Small crops or boils comes in succession, and that too also that will be very painful. And even as I said earlier, this can be considered as a cosmetic remedy. Even it can be acne indurata, acne that comes for that condition also, a cosmetic problem for that condition also, Arnica is going to help you. So Arnica, the remedy has a wide sphere of action. And what else? If it is in a rheumatic condition, the most important thing is the patient don't allow you to examine. That means fear of being struck or fear of being examined. So the person has a great fear to be approached or struck. So this you can correlate with the mental symptoms also. Fear of being approached, that can be correlated with the mind symptom of arnica. And even in the typhoid condition also, when you're on delirium state, what Arnica does is, Arnica wants the doctor at home during time when he suffers from typhoid fever. But what happens is, when the doctor comes, the person says that there is no problem with him, and he wants the doctor to go away. So even if it is typhoid fever, if it is any type of injury, and any injury, and even if it is mental injury or a hemorrhagic condition, where if it goes to a stroke, or even if it is a remedy for after ailments after labor, and with a mastitis. So what else? All this can arnica comes into rescue. So this is the most. This makes me that arnica a favorite remedy, and that without arnica we will not be able to practice. That is my concept. And what else? And rheumatic condition, typhoid fever, normal fever condition, for almost all the problems, arnica will help us. So that is, though we are, I don't know whether we are giving much importance to arnica, because as far as generally many of us concerned, we used to think of arnica only if we have the think of this what you call this injury. And anyway, and another main thing that I have to say is, whatever that it is skin complaints or whatever it may be, if any problem which you could see in bilaterally symmetrical, there also arnica, you have to think of arnica. So this is all what I have to mention about arnica. So and all these things make arnica my favorite remedy. Thank you.